Right, morning guys. So, I cut that other piece off the other side late yesterday. So I think we will try and make a couple of bits that look like this with opposite each other. And we'll go from there, eh? See how we get on. So, I think we'll use the tape method and hopefully I can reverse it. Maybe when I get the other one back, hopefully the paint will be ready today. I'm hoping to go and do a couple of little messages in town and pick up the paint. And I don't know whether maybe my welding jacket might be here. Not that I'm too panicked about it, but it's just be nice not fucking burn holes in clothes constantly. But yeah, we'll see if we can make up a couple of panels that look a bit like this, and at least start getting them, I wouldn't say fitted, but and then we'll tackle the inside, but we'll just get these couple of bits made. And then we might deal with the dog legs and whatever. But yeah, it just depends on where these other pieces are ready, because I might have to go into town and do a couple, as I said, a couple of messages. But and then we'll try and get the boot lid stripped off and whatever. It'd be nice to get this kind of ready for paint in the next couple of days. It shouldn't be too difficult. There's not a lot to do to it, but it's just a matter of getting these few little bits and pieces fixed, and just we scoot your filler in here and there and just get it blended up and whatever, and then we'll get into the mechanicals, because I don't know, I think that battery should have come up by now, so I really want to get it fired up to drain the oils and stuff. Like I said, let it run for a while, but I just need to work out what's going on with that starter too. But anyway, so I think I'm just going to quickly test to see if the battery's got enough juice in it to flick that starter, or whether it is the starter issue, and then we'll make a pattern off that, and yeah, go from there. So we'll quickly flip the camera around. Right, we'll just give the key a wee flick. Yes, it's starting to come up now that the sun's almost fully charged, so that's cool, that's awesome. Okay. Don't know, we'll see. Might be enough just to get the secret out. Plenty of juice there, fire. I just don't know what's going on. We might have to give the starter a rock, maybe. Biggest problem is it's fucking auto, so it's a bit awkward to. It's not even firing the starter out either, so it doesn't help. There's another starter in the boot, so we might look at that, see if we can get that to see if that works. And then we may have to just pull this one off and have a look and whatever. But I think I'll deal with some patches first. We'll see if it'll fire out. So it looks like it might work. So yeah, I think we'll pull the other one off at some point. Let's test that and just see if it'll fire out and whatever. If it's not working, we'll throw that one on. At least we know it's doing something. Might be enough to fire it up, I don't know. That's the thing, like I don't know why those parts are in the boot either. So it's a bit of a mystery. I don't know. Apparently it was running and driving when it went into that shed, but who knows? Right, so I haven't got any. I had a wee look over the scrap bits over there. I haven't got anything big enough to make a couple of panels out, so I'll go cut a hunk off on the sheets. So we'll quickly measure the thickness. Not that it really matters. Make it out of the 1 mil, I would think. What gauge are we? Just a rough ballpark. Yes, about 1 mil. We'll cut a decent piece off that we can make a couple of patches up, and we'll come back to you. Right, so we've got a bit that we just hacked off the sheet. So plenty here for a couple of patches. So we know we need to go up any higher. We've obviously got a bit of a lip that we're going to bend around there at the bottom, and there's a little bit extra that goes down onto the bottom of the sill. So like it needs another, I don't know, we add another inch or thereabouts, 25 mils, whatever. But what we'll do, get a decent representation. Lay some tape on there. Then we can mark all our bends, the bend marks and all that sort of stuff, and where we need to curve it. You know, a bit of paper will do the same trick, but I find masking tapes, you can, you can get yourself a bit of reference. Get rid of the rest of the excess. The beauty with this template or pattern is I can lay it on the piece of panel twice, and all I know I've got to do is when I fold the other one up, I just got to reverse it, you know what I mean? So we're getting close. Now, grab your marker, and also we'll go around the edges. But now on here we're going to add a, I don't know, whatever that is, half an inch. It's a bit more than 10 mil. Whatever quickly measure, eh? So that is, well, actually it's pretty much, yeah, it's half an inch or thereabouts, you know what I mean, around the corner. 10 mil would do, if you're used to using millimeters. But you just want to run that line down there. So I'll see where it's a bit dicky. Just got to get a rough idea. The other thing too is we'll leave it a little bit more. We can add a bit to the pattern because we're not sure exactly. We're about the same distance up from where we cut in the other one, but not 100% sure, so we can add a wee bit above here just in case our reference point isn't exact. So we've got a bend coming in here, so we'll just kind of measure a rough mark where it sort of starts to curve. I'll put a couple of marks in here just so we get a bit of a reference for, just put a line down here somewhere because it's pretty flat in here. Just draw a bit of a mark in here. By the time it gets down to about here somewhere, it's starting to flatten off, but this is quite rusty too, so that doesn't help. But then we've also got this line down here for our edge. And we'll draw this line down here for the edge of the panel before it folds around, and then we've got to add again a wee bit extra for the edge of the panel, which used to be there but now disappeared. And we've got to add I was going to put 25 mil because I'm used to using millimeters when I actually make things, but in here again, got to add a bit for a fold round for the inside where the door is. But that gives us a rough dimensions. We've also got here where it starts to really curl. So I'll just put a mark in here. Just put another mark in here where it's kind of really starting to hook around. So if I make it just a bit of a gentle bend here and then and start pulling it around here, it's just to give me a reference if we had to bend stuff. I think that should do. It should do us for reference. So this is the left hand. But we know if we do it the other way, it'll be the right hand, but it'll just put a point of reference when I cut the first one out. We'll make it sure it's the left hand. Tape off. I don't need to add anything at the top for this one. Add some material down here for the bottom piece. I'll go have a quick wee look just to see if I don't think that's going to be enough, but it's basically it curls around and then it kicks down and it's got a couple bits and pieces. I don't think I need any more than that. Just have to be nosy.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. A sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. A sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. A sign. I feel like I'm...
Alright. Yeah, both pieces laid out. So we might as well start making this one. I think the first thing I'll do is I'll fold this edge around.
Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. A sign.
Yeah, there's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit.
We're kind of getting there now. Like, we're not, I don't think we're close, but I think what we're going to do is we'll set it in a hole and just see where we are for point of reference. Like, because this is pretty buggered, but it's a good general reference for, obviously it gives us our bends and whatever, but probably need to go set it there now and just see where it really needs to be tucked in and shape and whatever, you know. And then we can get into final sort of shaping and all those sorts of things, and we can get a bit better reference for this line. Now we've got the reference, but we can line it up with our guard fender, what do you want to call it. Now we can fine tune this, make sure this is going to work in case we have to, you know, manipulate and put a wee bit of heat in it and change it and whatever. But again, you know, it's put this on here, we're all within the ballpark, if you know what I mean. But I think this here needs to be a bit more shape in it and just all those sorts of things, you know. So when we sit it on there, we'll be able to tell whether we're heading in the right direction and whether we've got to come in here and, you know, we can put a bit of heat in it and get some shape, a bit more shape in this and whatever. And then obviously once we get this one made, then we can make the other one as well and start test fitting it all. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll start beating it in. So it is all right. Alright, that's right, that's got the extra on top. Right, anyway, we'll go have a quick look. Right, I just held it up there without turning the camera on it. It's actually not bad. It's pretty, you know, we've got a wee bit of shaping to do yet, but if I sit there, the edge there, and here, like we're pretty close. Like it needs a little bit of just extra shaping, but we run that line down there. That looks good, so I'm happy with that bit, and even that looks good. Down there, it needs a wee bit more. It just needs a wee bit more shaping and flattening to get like the two panels to meet. But generally, I think we're on a winner. So yeah, that's good. And then it's just a matter of once we sort of get that bit dialed on and you know, a little bit more shape in it and whatever, then we can work out this bottom piece, the final sort of transition, I guess, if you could call it. Right at the bottom. So yeah, but I think we'll work on this little piece a little bit, just see if we can need a bit more push into here. And obviously we just need to get that piece to flatten off. So just try and take a couple of mental notes here. Oh man, trying to get this to hold. So yeah, what I might do is just take a quick photo, just so I can get a bit of a reference in my head for a second. But yeah, we just need to push into that corner, don't we? Really, and then we just flatten the other piece off, and yeah, as we push that in, like the edge, sort of that edge lip, I guess you'd call it, not the piece that's bent around, but the sort of like the, I don't know if you can see my finger, no, but this, the main, that like frickin' whatever is half an inch edge before you go around the curl, that I think that'll come back in and line up where it needs to be as we push the like this piece where my little finger is like running up, as we push that in at the top where it joins. You can't point and hold the camera at the same time, unfortunately, but yeah, that's looking good. We're right on the money, so awesome. So yeah, and then we'll just have to work at this final transition just as it curls around. When I get this sort of top piece right, then I can lie down there and have a bit more of a better thing, and we might be, you know, clamp it up here with a pair of vice grips and whatever, just hold it in there, and then we can get a better reference for a line across the bottom. Like this is going to be close, but you know, just where how hard it tucks around and all that sort of shit, and we can get a bit of a better eyeball, and then we can kick this round to be sort of, I don't know, whatever, it's not 90, but it's, you know, 85-ish, sort of 70, somewhere between 70 and 80 degrees, whatever this angle is here. It might be close to 90 by the time it sort of curls around and hooks and hangs out the bottom, and then we can trim the fat off, if you know what I mean, and whatever, because it's got this is actually not a bad this bottom piece is actually alright, it's still on there, so I may even just trim it off and we'll just weld it across there and grind it up and clean it up, if you know what I mean. We'll just cross that bridge, but we're still got to repair this and frig around with bottom shit. But if we get this outer panel made, at least then we're in the ballpark, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and then we just got to do some repairs in there. No, wow. Oh, it was a complete day off today. That's alright. So anyway, I'm going to bugger off for a while and go do a couple of messages in town. I actually thought today was Friday. I was going to shoot into town to get some paint and whatever else like that. But I got this panel basically made. That top part fits now. I'll come back later on and do some more, but I want to get that to fit today. But yeah, I thought it was Friday, so I was like, oh yeah, no, later on I'll go into town and pick up the paint and whatever. But I can't pick up the paint. But yeah, I still want to go into town to do some shopping. That's what I was going to do today, but for Christmas shit. But yeah, I was completely out of whack. But yeah, so yeah, because I meant to go have a back massage today like that and sort of shit and whatever. So that's at 10:30 because I was coming to work and I was like, it's the missus, did you manage to frickin' sort out that appointment for Saturday? She goes, yeah, that's today. And I'm like, nah, today's Friday. She goes, nah, today's Saturday. And I'm like, I had to frickin' get on the phone and have a look. I was convinced today was fucking Saturday. Or Friday. But I think what threw me for a trip is I was trying to organise bits and pieces for that yellow car on Wednesday and waiting for the lady to... So I went and looked at it on Tuesday. I can't remember now, whatever day it was. Tuesday, I think. And yeah, and then we were meant to pick it up Wednesday, but she was humming and hawing all day Wednesday on what she was going to do, because I think she didn't realise it was going to cost quite so much to maybe repair. Not really, but you know what I mean, like there's a few extra dollars that she thought. You know, by the time you add my labour in, and then obviously do the seats and all the other bits and pieces and the windscreen rubbers and all that sort of stuff, you know, it's going to add up reasonably quickly, you know, by the time we go through and do a few other things and whatever, you know, we're going to put tyres on it, we're probably going to have to put a battery in it, but it looks like the lights, battery's fucked and what's the shit. But so, I don't know whether it's going to hold. If you know, don't hold a charge, it's got the indicator on to say it's not going to hold, but it might work all right for, I'm just going to have a drink. But yeah, this is like, you know, fuck, I'll go pick up the paint later on and whatever else, and we'll do a couple of messages and then, yeah. But yeah, we're meant to be going to town this morning, well, today, to do a few jobs, and yeah, me and Mrs. is going to get you a back massage because you get one of them every now and then just to keep yourself right. You know, free up all those tight muscles you get when you're doing stupid shit. So yeah. But anyway, I got my panel. I'd say 2/3 mate, if you know what I mean. We've got some good shape in it. It does fit for a quick reference. I'll just put those lights off. So yeah, we got started, but yeah, I was convinced today was fucking Friday. I was dead set on it. But that's alright. I'll come back later on. I might spend another hour or two down here and just see if I can get both these pieces shaped up. But yeah, we'll have to go probably into town Monday and frickin' pick up paint, which is a pain. I was hoping to do it frickin' today, thinking today was frickin' Friday, but I'll flip the phone on and we'll have a quick another wee look before I bugger off. Alright, so yeah, it needs a little bit more shape, but we're definitely getting there now. Just it needs flattening off across that flat section, and just needs a little bit more tweaking, but we're getting there. You know what I mean? Well, it's only been a few minutes from that video clip that we, like a couple, a few minutes ago. I just did a wee bit more hammering and whatever. It's just a matter of trying to get that bit to flatten out now. It shouldn't take too much, but it might take a little bit just to get it to hold, if you know what I mean. To hold its flatness through there. Yeah, it's got quite a bit of shape beating it out of stuff, so that does fight you a little bit. And then obviously we have to do a little bit of shrinking to get that bottom piece to curl around some more. There's not a lot in it. There's not a lot in it yet. So we need a bit more curl on there. Yeah, we're sort of in that ballpark, but we need a bit more, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and then it's a matter of just getting down there and getting some decent reference on how much more we need to curl this and bend that back out, and then trim it to fit. We might use the original bottom edge because it's got like the little drain hole and whatever in it. So if we can, it's either that or I just hammer that into it, just frickin' grind all that garbage off, and then just bang some holes in there and just plug weld it back on. That might be easier than trying to weld it across there and clean it up. But we'll use that for reference, and then we'll get rid of it because we're going to do some patches down there anyway. So we'll be fucking screwing around for a while. I was hoping to get all that done today. That's all right. Shit happens. We'll go to town instead. But yeah, cool, awesome. So yeah, we were getting there. That's all right. Yeah, I was fucking thinking of doing that and a few other bits and pieces, but that's all right. That's fine. We'll worry about that later. But yeah, I'll fucking show you. See how it says it's white in there instead of green. So it says replace, but it might be enough to, we'll just leave it charging. It might be enough once we get sorted. It might be enough to start it without replacing it, if you know what I mean, in the meantime. It almost needs a bigger battery, doesn't it, really? But how many CCA is that? 330. It's probably a little light, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll price up a battery for it as well for it and shit. But yeah. Anyway, we will carry on. Righty. Welcome back. So let's see if we can get these finished today and on. Should be able. But yeah, so we'll do a little bit more fine tuning. Just trying to remember where exactly we were on Saturday morning. So you were close here. Need a bit more curl at the bottom. We need a wee bit more curl at the bottom, and then we're going to kick that round. Right, just about got this final fitted. So I've put a bump in here in the bottom for letting any water and shit drain out through the bottom. So if it gets, all the water and whatever gets in there, it's got somewhere it can actually drain out at the bottom. So I've done that like the original. So I'm going to go do a final clamp on up here, and obviously put a couple of clamps down here. See if I'm sit back and happy with that, and then I will mark on the back where I need to trim this bottom edge to the sort of the shape of the original, and then we can start getting this prep to fit on But really we only have to weld it across here, and then a few plug welds down the bottom. But we've also got to do that little patch on the inside, so I'll take my tape with me. I'm hoping maybe that might be enough. It's not a terribly big patch, so I'll take that with me and see if that'll fit. Otherwise I've got a couple of bigger, slightly bigger bits over here, and we'll make up that inside patch, and then we can get that all cleaned up and we can get that welded on, and get this welded on, and that'll be one side done. And then, yeah, and then we'll, hopefully my missus will be picking up the paint this morning, so she'll get the other old bits with it, and well, the fuel flap and the old piece, because I want that back, so I can, obviously that'll just, if I'm using the right piece, then I can overlay it, and we can make sure that's fitting right too, like this one is. But we're just about spot on there. Now we can do a couple of little minor tweaks before we weld it on, but we are really, really close to being, you know, pretty much good. You know, it probably just needs a little bit of final shape in here, really. For some reason, I just need to actually open the vise up there, and we'll just do a little bit of. And all I did to make that too is just, I took a rough measurement of what that piece was marked on here when I had it sitting on there with a couple of, just put a marker pen on it, and then just opened the vise up and just hammered it in, if you know what I mean. Didn't take much to do. So we'll just gently, just want to be sort of going the wrong way before, if you know what I mean. Might have been too far. That's right. Just a gentle bit of persuasion. Most of it we'll better pull in when we weld it on. Do the final fitment basically. Yeah, it ain't going to take much to manipulate that round to fit on. A little bit of final trim. Yeah, we'll go clamp that on, work out what we're going to cut off the bottom, and then we'll work out the little repair on the inside, and then we'll get to putting it on. Right, so I've just got a couple final tweaks to do on this. I haven't quite enough curl on that yet, and I've just mapped out this. So I don't really need quite around that edge, what you can see where it's missed a piece of steel. So that'll work perfectly. I don't need out there. It's kind of where the tape went to, so I just traced it on there. But we mainly just need, like, you know, the main section of this. We don't have to go out here, if you know what I mean. So that's cool. The holes are only there, and there's like another one just under here. So we can trim that out and weld that in. So we'll get that cut out, and we'll get a wee bit more curl on this, and then we'll do another test fit, and then we can mark what we need to trim off here. It's good here, it's just hasn't got enough curl at the front to be like the inner panel if we use. So it's right here, but it's still down at the attic corner, like it needs pulled up to level this out a bit more. So we'll put a wee bit more curl on that, and we'll go from there. Like the distance is right, if you know what I mean, but it just needs a wee bit more curl on it. So we'll do that. Cut this other bit out and go from there. Righty me, I mean, trying to get this frickin' thing just to look right. It's a wee bit tight in here, which I'm not too worried about. It's more here. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't look right. It looks like it comes along and then it's pulling out. And I don't know. I've like refolded this bottom edge of it like 2 or 3 times to try and get it to sit right. I'm just not quite sure what's going on. So it's bugging me at the moment. I don't know whether maybe I need to heat it and pull part of this in, like so it comes in, and then still got a wee bit more of a kick out like this. Its biggest freaking problem is that bottom of those other panels are so rotted off. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm gonna grab the other piece. Yeah, just something doesn't feel right or sit right, if you know what I mean. Like it sits pretty flat through there, but it's almost like we've got too much material, I think. I think that's what part of it is. Yeah. Maybe I do have too much material in there. Because I'm just looking at this piece and I'm just trying to, you know what I mean? There's a little bit that I took off was hardly anything, up the bottom. Yeah, I just wonder if I've got, yeah, I've probably got too much material in here and it needs to be pulled in a lot. Probably all right here, but here I need to, I don't know, bring it back and try and suck it back in a bit. I think that's what I need to do. Yeah. Alright, so I got these ready to go on, just waiting on them to dry. And I've treated this with some rust convert in here. I cut that hole or patch it obviously, so we'll just let that cure off over lunch, and then we'll put that on. It took me a while to fucking get that panel to fit where I was happy, which is a pain, but it is what it is, if you know what I mean. So yeah, we'll get that little patch welded in after lunch, and then we'll put the other piece on. Yeah, fucking, I don't know, it just took me forever I just couldn't get it to sit how I wanted and not do weird things, if you know what I mean. But it is what it is. Sometimes it just, like, you'll find the second one I'll do in a freaking couple of hours. It happens every freaking time. It takes you a wee while to get one to work right, and then the other one, it's freaking just seems to be no problems at all, you know. Once you sort of made it once, and then you can sort of reference shit. But oh man, do you think I could get it just to sit right and tweak in and just everything to sort of line up? But we're pretty good now, so just got to get this little piece off here, which is still a bit of the old inner, which we won't worry about. I don't think you'll even notice that it's missing. So I'm gonna break that off, and then yeah, it's just like a little bit of the inner where this would normally hook into. It's just like, because when I cut this through here, it cut that too, so I don't think you'll notice it, to be honest. Like you're seeing down in there, once all that's all panels in there, and then we blow a bit of yellow in there. I don't think anybody realises there's a little extra piece missing, but it's too awkward. It'd be different if you could get this off. You know, if the guard would come off, like a normal one wouldn't be so much of an issue, but because it's fucking welded on there. That's typical fucking British thing, eh? That was weird. I don't know why they did that. Because Dad's Jag's the same. I know, fucking, there was lots of cars, eh? They just welded the panels on instead of, you know, half a dozen bolts like the Japanese or anybody else. They decided to weld everything on, which is fine, but you know what I mean? It just makes shit a prick to repair. I don't know if it makes it any stronger, but you know what I mean? But it does make things awkward to repair, because you can't take it off to, you know, once you sort of get everything lined up, you can't take it off to weld it, so you got to weld it in place. Alright, so my windscreen rubber's turned up for the little marina. So I got these from here in New Zealand, from these guys, Basics. These must have been, I knew that these guys were being sold, or the people that owned it retired, but yeah, so it must have been bought and removed. Because I think they were in a different place, but I think the website and everything all still the same from what it used to be. So yeah, so that's those. I'll have to actually order some stuff for that now that I've got here. I don't know what the rubbers are like, because I haven't got a back windscreen rubber. It's just been taped in. Actually, the front one doesn't look that bad actually. But yeah, I might just have to order a back one, but I don't have anything else to go with it, if you know what I mean. I don't even know if this is the right glass, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure. Something else I might have to order. Yeah, I don't know. It almost looks like it's too big. I'll have to have an investigation into it, because it kind of looks like it's sitting weird, if you know what I mean. Like I don't think it should be sitting way out here. It should be sitting further in. I don't know really what's going on there. I'll have to do some investigation on that. But anyway, yeah, we'll carry on, we'll get some bits welded on, and then we'll start the side. Right, so there's one patch done. I actually just spotted a hole got a freaking full. That's alright. I'll fill that, and then I'll spray some rust converter back on there again, and then we'll get the other patch ready to weld on. Right, so while I'm waiting on that converter to go off, thought I frickin' didn't have one of these left, but I found it's frickin' hiding in beside something. Instead of using the, I do have it like just in a bottle as well. So instead of doing it that way, we'll let that cure off and we'll start cutting the patch for the inside for the other side and clean that up. We'll let that dry and then we can weld this outer skin on. And then we can, obviously, then we'll start making the other side. And I'm still waiting on paint to be mixed. A partner called in here, and apparently they're just having troubles trying to get a really, really close match. Obviously, they've been dabbling with a little bit. Yeah, because I said it needs to be really close because, you know, it's a pretty clean old tidy car, so we want as close as match as we can so we don't end up with like any real weird frickin' like mismatch, you know. Like if it's just a touch different, it won't be quite so bad, but yeah, no, like you don't want to be frickin' like just spray it on and go because I've seen that happen a million times before, you know, where something's like just like doesn't look that far away, but when you actually get it on the car and it just screams that you're like, I'm different. But yeah, it is what it is. Right, so rot's kind of in a different place here. Whereas last time it was in here against this edge. Sorry, in here against this edge. This time it's actually in this piece. She comes up into here too a bit. So I'm going to fold a piece that will sort of roughly take that shape, and then we'll make it long, like out here, plus long out this way, so we can try and trace this shape in behind it. And then cut it and fold it to fit up over here so I can cut a bit more of this away and fold it in to repair that piece. Right, let's go see if this will fit in there reasonably nicely, you know what I mean? So obviously I marked in the back side with the marker roughly where the bend should be. So I just crept it in a little bit. I did bend it, but I flattened it out. I just crept it in, I don't know, less than 1/8 of an inch, but just a little bit further in, just to try and get it a little bit tighter to fit. Also, we haven't taken the sorry, I'm just trying to get any in the ground. Haven't taken this piece off yet, but it was just it was a little bit high before, a little much. It was sticking up here a little bit. It was a little bit long, I guess you would call it, in that bend. I think we're kind of getting there now. Obviously, I've got to manipulate this to go around there. I actually thought I'd measured this well, drawn that a little bit further up, but I think I'll probably just cut it a bit. It doesn't matter. We need to replace a little bit of material in here, but not a lot. But hopefully we don't blow away too much in here. Might just have to add a little bit onto it. We'll make it again. Worst comes to worst. But I think that's not too far away. I'll trim this away. And then I'll see if I can get this here to fold down. I might have to cut it and fold it down, if you know what I mean. You know, about, you know, sort of cut it where that other little black mark is there, so it will fold back. I just need to cut a bit more of that off. And I'll put the phone down so I can use both hands. And we'll do some final tweaks. And yeah, we should be able to cut or pick this piece off. Just have to gently pick that away because I can't really see where the spot welds are. And it's pretty pitted, so hopefully we might be able to just cut it through here and it'll probably just break away and just leave the little bit of little spot weld left, and hopefully it's got enough guts that I can just do, you know, 3 or 4, probably, yeah, 3, 4 plug welds down there and weld that on. And then might have to add a little bit in here, but try and get some plug welds around here We'll seam it up here, seam across here, and just a little bit down here, and we should be good. Alright, so that's the new patch made for down there. So we've got that sorted. We've got another little piece to put on with that, just in here. I didn't quite have the piece position right, so we just cut that off, and we just got an extra little piece that we'll just weld on as we go on. So I'll flick a wee bit of weld through primer around these edges and bits and pieces, and then we'll weld that on. We'll let that dry, but then we'll weld it on, and we'll shoot. Well, we'll let letting the weld through dry. We'll go around the other side and we'll start tacking the outer on the other one. Alright, so that's that tacked on pretty well at top and plug welded at the bottom. So I'm pretty happy with how that looks. But from sort of this angle, you know, it looks like everything's running the right direction. Reasonably happy with that. I might just have to tweak it here a little bit. Might just cut this and just reshape this a touch, but it's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. We scoot your filler down there, just smooth that out and whatever. Once we've got it fully welded across there and ground off, should be good. So that's awesome. So that's that one basically. I wouldn't say done, but you know what I mean. It's on there now. It ain't going anywhere. So I think what I'll do now is I'll go back around over the other side and see if we can get the inner welded in, and then we'll start shaping the outer, and then we can fully weld across the seams at the same time. You know, we can plug weld that one on the bottom, weld across that seam, weld across that seam, and that would be good. And then we'll just a bit of finishing work, and that's that piece sorted. Right, so that's that bit sorted. Clean up, ground off. It's not the prettiest weld across there. The gap was a wee bit big, but it is what it is. At least it's solid. It'll take a while to rust through that. You know, we'll blow a bit of the other shit in there later on. Once we get the outer panels on, both stitched in, I'll flick a bit of it's not seam sealer, but the texture undercoat, and I'll probably just put a wee bit of something in cardboard back down and behind there where the door is, just so it doesn't blow back through onto the door. And you know, gang a bit of cardboard down the seam or something like that, just so when we spray a bit of shit in behind the garden stuff, it doesn't splatter out there, because there's nothing to stop it from coming right through, basically. Oops, sorry. Zoom out of it. Yeah, there's not much to stop it from coming right through, just right at the bottom, so that's cool, and that'll just give it a bit of protection, the whole, you know, inside and outside, and whatever. Like if you could take the guard rod off orderly, you could do it a lot easier, but it kind of is what it is, you know. Anyway, we will start shaping up that other guard bottom, or fender bottom, and we will go from there. I'll check and see what the time is, and then we'll start doing a little bit of shaping on that.
Guys, here is my new car. I'm buying off the lady. My new car for real. I'm buying this car off the lady, whatever her name is. Teresa, whatever his name is. Marina. And that's just making a lot of mess in my car. And it's destroying my seat in my car. And there's a piece of bolt that just fell down out of nowhere. So this is my new car, buying off the lady for real. And if you guys think I should buy this car off the lady, please subscribe, because it's a nice car. And it's got a nice seat, it's got a nice steering wheel, it's got a nice throttle. But I just gotta be careful how fast I drive these things on the road. And it's got a pretty shit engine, so I'm probably gonna have to change this engine to a Ford engine, which actually that's pretty sweet. Well, Dad, can some Ford engines be petrol?
Yes, up to 40 engines of petrol.
So when I get a Ford engine and I put it into my new car, this yellow car, it'll be pretty nice to roll, so I don't have to put up with this broken down garbage car. It's a pretty nice car, and if you guys think I should...
900 cubic inch big block Ford at the blur.
And if you guys think I should buy my new car here, this car here, and you think Dad should buy this car here, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Alright, welcome back. So, took the seats out this morning, took them to the upholsterers, discussed the upholstery. I'm not sure how we're going to go with the match for colour. We can get the right fabrics, but just the colour is going to be the issue. They're going to try and see if they can hunt down maybe a better match. They're going to talk to some of the people that they deal with, obviously, to get their fabrics from, and just see if there's some more colours available, maybe like from Australia or something like that. They said they basically had the perfect vinyls there that were like a set, if you know what I mean, but they didn't have the right colours. Like it was either too brown or too red. It's like almost like a very winey brown. It just wasn't anything there that was quite right, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so we got the painters back as well. So we got the paint back. The colour actually looks quite reasonably good for match. I'll put a couple of little drops, so I can put a wee drop on there. I'll put a wee bit on the corner of this fuel flat. And I have tested it in a couple of spots on the car. Just painted on in a couple of little spots. I got it on there. It doesn't look too bad. I think it probably just depends on where it is and what the light is. So I think we'll be okay. So I actually dabbed where I sanded off some shit in here to fix some rust. But I painted a little bit on there. So I think it blends alright. It's not a million miles away, and I touched up with a couple of little scratches on here. Just dabbed it on with a brush. Wasn't getting too fussy. You know, we can give that a wee light rub and whatever, but I just tried to fill a couple of bad ones, just a little bit. And then I dabbed where I was cleaning up down this edge. I dabbed a bit down there again. It probably should be painted properly, but when we do it, we'll do it properly. I freaking didn't mean to drip paint down there, but I did. But fortunately, it's on the inside of the trim where the window sits, so it's not quite so bad. But yeah, I just dabbed a bit down there. We can give that a wee light sand and paint it properly. I put a couple of pieces around here, and it's almost too yellow on this piece. So yeah, it's several different colours, this car. But again, if you put it against here on the bootloader, it's actually not a million miles away, if you know what I mean. It kind of blends. So yeah, it mightn't look too bad on here. So when we sand that back and whatever, it mightn't look bad on there, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's weird, like, you know, you put it against here where I thought it might have been alright. Just dabbed it on a little bit where there's some big chips. You know, we'll just give that a little wet sand and whatever and just buff it up. But yeah, there was a couple of bad chips there, but it's quite yellow. So, it is what it is, you know. It's just every panel's faded, different, whatever. Maybe with a clean and a polish, it might blend in a little better. Actually I dabbed a little bit around there too, didn't I? But yeah. So when we get round to giving everything a proper clean up, hopefully it doesn't scream at you. I'll have to adjust that door. It pisses me off that it closes way in. That needs adjusted, but I don't know if I'll worry about it. I might bring it out a little bit on the catch. The biggest problem is if I do that, maybe the windows might whistle with the wind. But anyway, I'll start shaping that other panel now. I've lost part of the day was running in to get this paint too, because when I dropped the upholstery off, I said, oh yeah, your paint's ready, so I went and got that and had lunch and screwed around and whatever. So yeah, we'll start bending this other piece up, get that bit on, and go from there. Right, so I was getting some really rough shape in here. Obviously we haven't curled it up yet. I've actually put a mark in here. I don't know if you can see a mark across here. It just sits roughly, and then down here where I kind of think this ends, just to give me a rough point. So I need to cut a bit of this off this edge, and then we can start grabbing this and getting it to roll to roughly that sort of shape, and then we can start test fitting it on the car. We know this is roughly right. Now we've got the rough profiles right by the looks of that. It's just a matter of getting everything else dialed in. That's pretty close down there. Like, you got to remember that this has been pushed over that way because it can't sit level, if you know what I mean. So if you set this edge together, forget it, do it. If you set that level edge together, it's pretty much, you know, we're right on the ballpark. So we'll trim a bit of this away, this edge, and then we can start curling this up to get that rough shape, and then also we can do the last bit of fitment. Yeah, so we're, I don't know if we're 100% where we need to be, if you know what I mean, but we're definitely in the, we're heading into the zone. Like, we're about the kind of the right shape here, and again, we're heading into the right shape. We're gonna have to obviously trim some shit off the top and whatever. We bit of fudge around here. I think it's not helping. That's better. So we're kind of, we're heading in that zone. Ralfy, we call it the Xander zone, but we're heading into the zone. Gee, that was pretty bad, wasn't it? Triple X. Far out, man. Forget how old you are sometimes when you freaking talk about movies like that. It doesn't seem like that long ago, but then you realise it was like like 2000 and something. Like early 2000 and something. Yeah. Ah, shit. I'm getting old. Alright. We're definitely heading in the right direction. I think I need to trim it down. Yeah, we need to get the top piece cut off it, and then we can kind of get it to sit a bit more where we need it, if you know what I mean. Yeah. We're kind of at a similar sort of stage what we were the other day, before we sort of got the last little bit sorted. I think what we'll do is we'll sit that piece back in there, and we'll get a more accurate where we want to cut it off, you know, somewhere in this zone here with that second line, and we'll trim that off, and then that should be roughly that shape then, and then we can, you know, we should be pretty close, and then we've obviously just got to make these bottom edges meet up, and obviously just get the final curl right, and make sure this isn't sitting, you know, trying to push out there at the bottom and weird shit like it was the other day. Actually, I come across a really good deal the other day. I was in town looking for like Christmas presents and stuff, and I've been hunting for ages because Dad hasn't been very well. I'll throw you back on the tripod. Been hunting for ages to try and find a half decent half-inch drive railgun, like a cordless one, for Mum and Dad when they're away in their motorhome camper, because I was just thinking, shit, Dad just has lost all his strength of what he had. You know, he's, how old is he now? He was born in 46, so you do the math. 77 or whatever it is. Turning. Is that right? Oh, right. It's about that figure. 76, 77, 78. No, I can't remember. But I'd have to work it out properly. But he's in that ballpark. But he's had like this health issue he's been having for about 12 months, and he's lost from when he was helping me in here with the studio and a couple of other little projects. He's just lost all his strength. He can barely get around. He hopefully will come right, but we just don't know what the full extent of, you know, it may take him so long to come right that he will just be too old to whatever. But we just thought if Mum and Dad are out in the camper and they happen to get a flat tire on the side of the road, like they might be able to get it up in the air, but they'll probably never get the fucking wheel nuts off it. Like it's not a big, huge, it's not like American RV or anything like that, but it's a European Fiat chassis, and it's still got, I don't know, like 16-inch wheels on it, like sort of light truck, with half decent sized wheel nuts, and I think they talk to about 120 foot-pounds or whatever that is in Newton meters, doesn't matter, but yeah, I've been hunting for a half-inch drive impact for them without fucking like just spending just ludicrous amounts of money to try and get one, if you know what I mean. Like a Milwaukee skin here, like for one of the sort of half decent size ones, it's about $500 fucking dollars, and then just like $200 or something for the fucking like for the charger over here. Like for that charger or the single one is like, well, I think yeah, there's the single version of this. Is like fucking like $200 fucking dollars, and then you got to buy a battery to go with it, whether it's a 5 ampere or whatever, if you know what I mean. And the other day, I fucking couldn't believe it, because I was hunting around a couple of places. I looked at a couple of variations. I actually even looked at the Dual Pro 20 volt one, but I couldn't get one. And I thought, fuck, you know. I thought it was going to be way after Christmas before I could even get it. And I was like, well, they happen to go away. I'm just really worried about them, you know, with Dad not having the strength. It's like, at least if between the two of them, and they might be able to do it, you know, if they with some decent tools and maybe a lever, you know, and whatever, or a little bit of help, they'll better get it on and off. But yeah, I just thought, so I was hunting around and looked at the Tool Pro version, but I just couldn't get the 20 volt version. So they make a 20 volt version. I was like, well, fuck, that would be reasonable. It was about 300 odd bucks, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. I don't mind spending that, but it didn't matter whether I looked at a DeWalt or a Makita or, you know, some of the other more high-end brands that aren't US based only, like Craftsman and shit like that. But they're just not here. But it's like, was it Hitachi, which is now frickin' something else. Like there's quite a few of those other brands, and Bosch, and like this, all those sorts of things. They're like $400 or $500 a skin, $100 and something bucks for a decent battery, plus a minimum of $100 for a charger. I was like, fucking hell. I was like, I'm not spending $700 or $800 on a fucking impact for mum and dad to use once or twice a year if they get a fucking flat tire. And so I was like, that is the last resort. There's the home of actually Burt Munro's bike, where it's at the moment in town. There's like a hardware store that sells fucking everything, and I didn't think about going there because normally they're again like they just have all that high end stuff. But I went in there and there's like, I said to the guy, because I had a bit of a hunt around, I didn't see it when I walked in around the desk. I said to the guy, I said, you haven't got, I said, like all these fucking battery drills and impacts and all this stuff, you can't buy fucking kit together. And I said, you know, unless you're buying one of the big fucking like kits, or you happen to strike a deal where it's like a drill and a driver or whatever. I said, you haven't got a 1/2 inch drive, decent friggin' impact gun, but it's got a fucking charger and a battery with it. And he goes, funny you say that, we've got 3 Makita ones over there. He said it's got the fucking 6 ampere battery with it, and the half decent charger, and it's the lightweight version of the 1/2 inch drive impact. But he said it'll still fucking screw them up to about 190 foot-pounds. I thought, well, that's fucking any amount. I had one of them, and it was $350. I couldn't fucking believe it. It's like, fuck. It's like, if I knew one of this other car was going to come in, I would have fucking bought 2. Because I would have got one for here, and that would actually got me started with buying my own battery version of Makita stuff. That's the main reason why I bought these Tool Pro 12 volt tools, is because they mightn't be the best, but with a 3 fucking warranty, if it shits itself in 3 years, I can take it back and get a replacement. And like most of the other tool brands are like that. Like I know some of the other ones, like if you register them online, they'll give you maybe a 5 years or whatever. But there's a lot that are only 12 months too. So I was like, fuck, for 5 tools or whatever it is that I've got, plus 2 torches, plus 2 battery chargers, plus 4 batteries, for the same price as what I could have bought one Milwaukee identical kind of looking. You know, like I was just like, well, fuck, I just can't justify it. Like, you know, eventually, yes, I will buy some of the better brand stuff because I know it's going to be stronger and probably last longer on the most front, and all those sorts of things. And it's got you know, again, a good warranty. And yeah, like it is going to be a little bit strong, and it'll take a bit more abuse and probably have a bit more grunt and all those sorts of things. But for $500 for one tool, or without the battery and the charger, or 500 and change for fucking, you know, a whole pile of them in a bag, you know. It was like fucking, you know, point not, but anyway. But yeah, that's kind of why I don't buy Milwaukee battery tools, is because they're just so fucking expensive. Or Makitas, they're just fucking $500 for a skin is just crazy, mate. When they didn't used to be like that. Like that used to be $500 and then you get the battery and the thing, but they just got so far out of price nowadays, you know. They're just, holy shit, they're so fucking expensive. You just, the average man, if he's on a tighter budget, can't afford to get them, you know. It's all right if you've got 4 or 5 guys working for you and you get a really good turnover and, you know, you get 20 cars and, you know, you're paying them, I don't know, say $35 an hour, but you're charging out at 110. Well, you're making a daft by a decent profit. You know, you can afford to go spend a few dollars on tools, but when I'm trying to do it by myself and run a house and run a business and whatever, you just got to kind of start with what you can afford. Righty, try and show you down here what we got going on. So we're good at the back edge. I just got it's too tight at the front. If you can see that, okay. I'm kind of freaking light down here trying to put the camera in the right direction. So yeah, we need to relax this bend. I've got too much bend in it. But with this panel sitting in there sort of flush at this back edge, you know, everything actually, I think, looks alright. I'm hoping, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so I think if we just relax this bend of it and just see if we can get that to come back, but it's still sitting in here, if you know what I mean. But then we'll be good. Yeah, we've got a bit far. Right, I'm pretty happy with how that's sitting out. The only thing I want to do is just where this goes across the bottom. I actually just want to, just the very bottom edge, I just want to pull it around a wee bit tighter so I can get this here up a wee bit higher up. It needs just the last frickin' quarter of an inch or a wee bit more, just a bit more of a pull round, so it's a little bit more, you know, just a wee bit tighter up before it pulls down. But apart from that, I think we're pretty good, you know, and probably just, you know, just a little bit of fine tuning along this edge, more just shape more than 9, if you know what I mean. Like it joins up pretty good. You know, it's gonna leave it a little bit of fart around, but just it's actually pretty good, really. Just needs a little bit of fine tune, and obviously trim the bottom off where we want it, whatever.